Hi, I'm Erica. I got an A star in A-level geography. I'm an experienced teacher and now I work for Geography Explained. So today I'm breaking down the 3 biggest mistakes to avoid in AQA 20 markers based on how they're actually marked by the examiners. Mistake number 1, treating it like a knowledge dump. A lot of students assume that if they're packing that answer with just facts and case study detail, the examiners will be so impressed by how much they remember that these marks are automatically going to follow. But sadly, it's not quite that simple. The markers aren't rewarding you for writing like a rewrite of your textbook chapter. They're much more looking for that balance of knowledge and good evaluation. Unfortunately, if you don't apply your specific knowledge to the question, you tend to get stuck in those mid-levels of the rubric because your response basically gets capped because you can't get any further if you haven't done the prerequisite amount of evaluation. So the real mistake there is not using your knowledge as a path through to build a line of argument. Remember, these 20 markers are actually testing a skill. And on that note, if this evaluation does feel a little bit abstract at first, you've got to think about it in the broader context. It's actually a really, really valuable way of thinking. Geography and most academic subjects are actually really full of debate rather than total consensus. And A-level geography is partly about training you to engage with that complexity. Beyond just what you get out of it in terms of a grade at the end, it's trying to equip you with real-world skills that might come up in the future when you have to weigh up different viewpoints or maybe even reach a justified judgment somehow. Mistake number 2 is not directly answering the exact question that's being asked. This basically can show up in a few ways and is really relevant for all of the question types that you might face in the paper. A really common mistake is misreading the command word or ignoring a named factor in the question, or maybe even writing general paragraphs on the topic but not actually addressing the wording of the question exactly. Examiners tend to read your answers more holistically and really ask themselves, has the person done what the question paper or I was asking? Every paragraph therefore needs to keep returning to the question at hand and using its wording so it's really obvious that you're answering it. Don't keep your cards close to your chest, you've just got to show them really explicitly. And finally, mistake number 3 is having a weak evaluation or no proper conclusion. Your conclusion is not optional in these answers. It's that point where you show the clearest AO2 by weighing up the sides of your argument. A common mistake is running out of time and not writing a conclusion at all, or writing one that simply repeats earlier points without stating your final position. One thing that really helps with this is including interim evaluations within your paragraphs. If you briefly judge which side of the debate is stronger as you go along, then even if you do run out of time, the examiner can still see what your position is and that you have indeed been weighing up the debate.